Now, campaigners to save public libraries have won their latest court battle with local authorities who plan to cut services. Gloucestershire and Somerset councils wanted to withdraw funding from 21 libraries in total, but the judge at the High Court ruled against the cuts. So what does this mean for other library campaigns around the country? Our culture editor Matthew Kane has this report.
It's been a long road from the libraries of Gloucestershire and Somerset to the High Court in London. But a year after the start of that journey, campaigners emerged from the court victorious. They'd been fighting plans by Gloucestershire County Council to close 10 of its 32 libraries and proposals to withdraw funding from 11 of the 34 libraries in Somerset. But today, a High Court judge ruled that the proposed cuts to libraries in both counties are unlawful.
It means really that the council have to kind of go back and look at their plans and make sure that they cater for everybody that needs to use the libraries. And I think people are seeing so many things cut. This is almost the last lifeline, and so the lifeline hopefully has been saved.
News of the library campaigners' victory has been greeted warmly by authors.
You go onto any library website, you can see a list of things that will be lost, whether it's adult services, literacy, things we're really struggling with. We have a real problem right now with people who can't read and can't write to a sufficient standard. It seems to me a kind of, if we're looking at it just on a hard-boiled economic level, it seems madness to lose them as a resource.
Judge McKenna stated that libraries provide a highly valued service to those who use them. But he stressed that the campaigners' claims had succeeded on only one of 3 counts. He ruled that both councils had failed to adequately consider their equalities duties when pushing through cuts. The judge ruled that the councils hadn't taken into account the impact of the cuts on disadvantaged groups, such as the elderly, single mothers and the disabled. But the councils believe that his judgment relates to their procedure rather than their plans.
He said on the 1964 Act, on the Libraries Act, that yeah, we got that right. On our consultation, yes, we got that right. And what we've been tripped up on here is a very small technical point on the Equalities Act. I think the principles of what we set out are right, and I think today that judgment hasn't changed that.
The ruling comes as campaigners in Brent in North London are awaiting the result of an appeal decision in their fight to save 6 libraries. Other legal challenges are believed to be in the planning stages around the country.
The judge today talked about how this judgment will send a signal to other councils, and I hope and I'm sure that they will be paying very close attention. If they are not paying proper regard to the needs of their users, and in particular the needs of vulnerable individuals in their respective counties, then they cannot go ahead with the library cuts which they're proposing.
Gloucestershire and Somerset county councils have made it clear that their plans to cut libraries won't be abandoned, even if they will have to be redrafted. And the QC representing both councils warned that even more draconian cuts could be introduced. But until then, following today's judgment, the libraries will have to stay open.
Matthew Kane.